But Ngannou Joshua is what it is. Ngannou wins, then that'll make a huge statement. Never mind dropping Tyson Fury. We've seen the response worldwide that was. But if he knocks Anthony Joshua.
Danny Gaffone here for Pro Boxing fans. We're in Liverpool, it's fight week, Natasha Jonas versus Mikaela Mayer. It's a pleasure to have with me Joe Gallagher. Joe, huge fight for your Natasha. It's a bit late for Happy New Year's, but you must be buzzing to be back amongst the boxing.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's great for Natasha to be back in Liverpool. She was becoming an adopted Manc the amount of time she was fighting.
I was going to say
titles at Manchester Arena, but it's great here. Good turnout here today at the public workout. And she's, as you can see, both girls are focused, both looking sharp. And like I've just said to someone else before, I think this is a really early contender for Fight of the Year, this.
Natasha's looked $1 million since moving up in weight, first obviously to 154 and then making a slight backdrop down to 147, but it's fair to say on paper Mikaela seems to be a much stiffer test than your Candy Wyatt, your Marie de Sinclair. Is that a fair assessment, do you think?
It is at this time, but let's not forget we beat Terry Harper and we pushed Katie Taylor very close. We only lost by 1 point against Katie Taylor, so that's who the champions were, that's who the opposition was, and that's all you can do is beat who's in the opposite corner. Obviously Mikaela Mayer now, she's moving up in weight. She's a huge name, she's an Olympian and she's got a good skill set, so like I said to you there, it's just going to be a really good fight. And Natasha, like I said, at the tender age she is, she's still improving as she's going on, and like I said, it's got to be a good fight.
Is it difficult to prepare for Mikaela in the sense that she spent the vast majority of her career at 130? I think she had one fight at lightweight and then one fight at super lightweight. We saw what improvement moving up in weight can make for Natasha. So Mikaela maintains that she's going to be even better with the extra weight. A lot of times fighters will move up and they lose some of the attributes that made them so dominant at the lower weights. Does that make it sort of difficult preparing because you don't necessarily know what game plan Mikaela's going to implement up at the new weight?
I think weight's just weight, in it. Skill set's a skill set. I think Mikaela Mayer, listen, she's good on the back foot, good on the front foot. You've seen with Hamadouche, she can stand and fight. She's a good fighter and I'm sure she's added to her game. I'm also expected to switch southpaw in this fight. She's coming here with plans A, B, C and D to come away with these titles. It's up to us to try and nullify them and come up with things to counter them. So it's going to be a fight, a technical fight, a hard fight, but like a man's fight, but fought with at times 4, times 8, times 16 speed. They've got to be two very good, fast, sharp girls, and with different game plans where they have to be able to adapt in this fight if things aren't going their way.
And Natasha must be absolutely buzzing, headlining the Echo, Sky Sports main event, world title fight. I can't speak for her, but that must be the stuff she's been dreaming of her entire career.
Yeah, no, listen, she won the WBC title here, and it's good to get back again, especially in January. It's hard times for January. Everyone's just had Christmas, just had New Year. Nobody's getting paid, I don't think, till next week. But like I say, people put their hand in their pocket and they're coming out to support her, and she's delighted. Obviously, she had the mural revealed yesterday, and she's a credit to the city, and what she's done for female boxing will stand the test of time.
And you got a couple of other fighters in the card. Jack Massey back in the ring, and heard you speaking to Eamon there about young Mikey Talon. Sounds a very exciting prospect. Yeah,
no, Mikey is an outstanding amateur, had some good wins, and he's a really good prospect. He's only 18, but he's one to watch for the future. And obviously Jack Massey, his first fight since the Joe Parker fight, and it seems years ago it's his first fight with me, so he's in a 6-rounder here, and if you look at what Joe Parker's gone and done, and like I say, it's given Jack Massey huge confidence in his own ability, so hopefully we get him out and he performs well on Saturday night, and then we can kick on and keep him active and get him in the mix for a fight with Chris Billam-Smith.
Excellent domestic fight. Just Joe, while I've got you, just want to talk about some of the other topics in boxing. We saw the press conference for the knockout chaos, I think it's been billed as, between Anthony Joshua and Francis Ngannou. Feels like people are understandably talking about this fight a lot differently to they were the Tyson Fury Francis Ngannou fight, obviously based on what Francis did against Tyson Fury. That said, I'm still seeing sort of a split potentially between people who say it's a live fight and then others who see it as a bit of a cash grab. What's your take on it?
It's mad to think, isn't it? Somebody's turned professional, and in the first 2 fights they've fought world champions and former world champions, so it's for Francis Ngannou. There's a side of me that feels sorry a little bit for the fighters like your Bicolis and them and Herkoviches that have worked their way to fight towards a world title, but then obviously Francis Ngannou made that much of an impression over there with the knockdown over Tyson Fury. Some will say he did it well, Tyson hadn't trained. whatever happened, that's got bygones now. Going forward, as you say, Francis Ngannou, he knows, just needs one shot. If he lands that shot, AJ has a thing that if he gets hit, he stays hit. Tyson Fury might get hit, but he gets up and comes up off the floor and wins. So Francis Ngannou is usually motivated by that, and we'll see how AJ handles it. The best thing about all of this is that everyone's fighting regular and often,
100%.
and this one fight a year nonsense, I think AJ, he's just fought, he's fighting again, and we're going back to years when like Hatton had 4 fights a year, or McGuigan was fighting 6-7 times a year, and that's what fighter need. And I think that could be the undoing of Usyk. He's in his 1 fight a year for the last 5 years, where at least Tyson has been fighting regardless of the opposition. Will most probably make the difference in that fight that Tyson Fury wins it. But Ngannou Joshua is what it is. Ngannou wins, then that'll make a huge statement. Never mind dropping Tyson Fury. We've seen the response worldwide that was. But if he knocks Anthony Joshua out, a former 2-time world heavyweight champion, God, that'll be like a massive earthquake. That, won't it?
Do you think Francis has a legitimate chance of beating AJ in March?
Well, he didn't go in the ring against Tyson Fury as someone that had just stepped into a boxing gym. He showed good ring craft, he showed how to block shots, he moved his feet well, and he waited for the timing to throw the shot, and when he threw it, he landed. And Francis obviously has most probably got to watch the fights of AJ, and he'll be usually confident. At the same time, he hasn't got to rely on just the one punch. But when you've got someone like that who is a big puncher, you cannot rule that out. So AJ's got to be able to switch on for every second of every minute of every round.
And you mentioned Joe Parker there in reference to fighting Jack last year. Just after defeating Deontay Wilder, seems to be straight in with Zhang, so I'm going.
Yeah, he must have walked under a ladder or ran over a black cat or something. He's just got no luck at the moment, and it's great for him that he is taking on these fights. But like I say, it was a great win against Deontay Wilder, but he's in against another monster of the sport in Zhang, and that's what I thought AJ would have fought Zhang after the last time. He had a great win coming off Joe Joyce.
Yep.
So it's an exciting fight. A big fight, heavyweight fight, and we're getting a bit of touch back in the days when the belts were relinquished by Tyson, where all heavyweights fighting each other, and I think that's good for the game now that everyone's fighting each other.
Do you have a lean on that fight at this stage?
Who, AJ and Ngannou?
Sorry, Zhang and Parker.
I just think on the back of Zhang's last performance, you can't rule them out. Although Joe Joyce wasn't not the hardest to hit. Joseph Parker, Andy Lee, who did a great game plan last time. They'll be working hard, and they wouldn't have took the fight if they didn't think they could win. So a fascinating matchup again.
Last hypothetical, I'm going to get your thoughts on, Joe, before you go. Another fight seems destined for Saudi Arabia. Dimitri Bivol versus Artur Beterbiev. Saw what Artur did to Callum Smith the weekend past. One of the best fights to be made in boxing. I'm sure all fans would agree. What's your take on it? Do you have a prediction?
No, listen, I'd beat Bivol could win, a Bivol could win. They've both got a good skill set. They're both good amateurs, and you just think Beterbiev, if he lands, he'll have him in trouble. But at the same time, you're seeing Bivol, his feet, his distance, it's a real pick and fight, and I'll have to wait nearer to fight time to make a decision. But it's a great fight, and what a way to start 2024. All the big fights are happening, and there isn't so much talk no more now of like the UFC taking over. Delivered big fights and started 2024 with bigger fights again.
Joe, appreciate you giving me some of your time. All the best for Fight Week, top man.
Cheers, no problem.